We are live! Yay! Hello, everyone! Hey, we are
Hello.
live! So exciting! I will just retweet that we are live.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
Share that on my Discord as well. So
Oh, amazing!
Okay.
Amazing! Hello, everyone! Welcome to our live reading sprints, my birthday sprints. So exciting!
Yeah, it will be fun.
Yes, I'm actually really excited. Hey, hello, Ariana. Hello. So, do we want maybe to talk about what we are reading right now?
Sure.
You want? I can start. Like, I will start really quick. I'm actually currently reading Fence, the graphic novel, the first volume. I read half of it. It's like pretty short. It's 100 pages, so I read something like 50 pages. I'm going to continue reading it, and when I will finish it, because I will probably, hopefully, I will finish it soon. I will continue reading Shadow Black, which is the second book in the Spellslinger series. Yes, I got to the second book, which is exciting. So yes, those are my plans for today. What are you going to read?
Yeah, I'm plan on reading. I have two options. I started reading The Gilded Ones, which I have here. I'm about, I think, 70 pages through it. So I
Mhm.
might continue this one. But on my phone, I'm also reading a book called No Longer Human. It's a Japanese book. And I'm more than halfway through that one. So I might also continue with that one. So if you see me looking at my phone, it means I'm reading. It's not that I'm on my phone.
And what do you think about those books so far? Like you read already a little bit.
Uh, to be honest, I think I'm disappointed in both of them.
Oh,
uh, No Longer Human, the one I'm reading on my phone, is like it's very different. I think it's not meant to be a fun read. It's a bit of an older, like Japanese book, but it's a tad bit boring, and I think you can tell that it's a bit dated with some of like the statements about women and such. So it's not really. It doesn't have the impact I had hoped for it to had. I thought it would be more impactful. And then the Gilded Ones, so far not that much has happened. So I'm curious to see what will happen. You've also read like 100 pages or something, Jane,
yes,
right?
yes, yes. I
So
read
I
100
understand
pages.
what you meant with it being like a bit more younger in how it's written. So I do sort of agree with that, but I hope I will get to some action soon.
Sounds good. Sounds amazing. Hey, hello.
Hi.
Yes. Also ask about No Longer Human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I hope that it will get better, at least the Gilded Ones, because you didn't read a lot yet.
Exactly. We'll see.
Yes. And what about you, Sasha?
I'm reading one
Mali.
on my
Whoa.
here. It's a chunker. I'm on page like 149, and it's like
Ooh.
almost 700 pages, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's quite. I mean, it's an adult, high epic fantasy, whatever. Super interesting, but like it's a chunky book, and we
Mm-hmm.
got to meet a lot of characters. So you just like getting into the plot now, like into the story. So like
Mm-hmm.
200 pages in, but I love it. So far, I really love it. I love the
Oh,
style of the author. So that's good for a chunky book.
oh, that's amazing. Yes. Yes, you're also
Is
doing
it?
a read along, so I really hope for you that you're going to love it.
Mhm. Is
Yes.
it the first in a series?
Yes, it is the first one. So it's like four book long series. And yeah, that's the first one. And next year there is like a special edition of this book because it's going to be 10
Mm.
years next year. And I'm just like, special editions when I already bought like regular edition. Why? But
Darn
yeah.
it.
Okay, that's amazing that you love it so far. I hope it will get better after all the world building, like a typical adult fantasy with a lot of world building. Assassin's Blade. Ah, it's
Ooh.
from the Throne of Glass series, right? Which
Yeah.
book it is?
That's like a novellas, no?
It's like the prequel.
Yeah,
I know that there is. Okay. Okay,
yeah.
interesting. Yes, this is actually a series that like I'm always debating if to try reading or not because I heard really good things about the series, but like I don't know, I always just hear so many reviews about it, and I always think to myself to read it or not to read it. So Ariana, tell us if you like it or not. If you are reading it from the start, like this is the first book that you are reading, or you already read a few of the series. It's interesting to know. Before the phone of glass. Yes, the little.
That series.
What?
When I DNF'd it.
Yes, on the first book?
No, the third one actually. It was also for a read along. And I saw the first one, I hated it. Then continued the second one, hated it. The third one, hated it. I DNF'd it. I was in a reading slump for 2 or 3 months. It wasn't that book.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, but it's a beloved series. Like, I truly believe that if I had read that series like 10 years ago, I would have loved it. But now, like, it's a bit too similar and too cliche compared to other YA fantasy I have read recently. But it's not bad. It's just not for me anymore.
There is actually a lot of books like this that like I'm reading, and then I'm thinking to myself, I would like it a lot more if I read it like in high school or middle school, but not right now. Yes, there is just so many series like this. Yes, it's interesting like how your reading taste changes as you're getting older. Yes.
Yeah. But I didn't know that Malice that you're reading is a adult. I also thought it was a YA. So now I'm definitely more interested in it.
No,
I feel like
adults. And yeah, I think the author only writes adults. And there is a new book that came out recently, and it is The Shadow of the Gods. And that's actually, I found that book. It was interesting. And then we heard about that series he wrote before, and we're like, okay, read along for that one. Then we're going to read The Shadow of the Gods. But yeah.
Read along for that one.
Yeah, to read it with friends, especially when it's like chunky.
A big book.
Yeah. So
yes, I definitely agree. Cool. That's good. I love Sarah. And okay, so I really hope that you like it better. Like I know that because it's a prequel, I guess it's a little bit less of a plot and more like characters from what I guess. So maybe like it's supposed to be pretty boring because it's not really a part of the series. So maybe like you will enjoy the fourth book in the series more, I hope for you. Yes, I actually read ACOTAR this month and I didn't really like it. And yes, I know that like a lot of people say that the second book is better, but I'm not sure that I will love the second book even. I hope that I will love it, but yes.
Yeah, I've also only read the first one, ACOTAR.
And you liked it?
It was all right. I think I gave it like 2.5 or something like that. So I was very in between with that one. But someday I will continue just because I want to understand the hype. I don't think I will get myself into the Throne of Glass series because that's just too many books. But like ACOTAR with those 3 books, I can do that. That's fine.
Yes, because the last, like the fourth book is a novella. Yes, okay. Actually, like I read it and I finished reading it because I read it on an audio. It was like really fun on an audiobook because it's more of a romance and less fantasy and world building. So like it went good in audio. Yeah.
Cool.
That the first book is boring, I think. Yes.
I don't think
like the prequel.
It's calmer. It's like
yes.
slower. It's like boring.
Yes, it's not boring. I didn't read it. I don't know. I guess it's amazing for some people. It's really different from everyone. Yes.
Yeah. Yes, for you it will be boring because you're more like of a plot reader than driven reader, so makes sense for you to say boring.
Yes, you're right. I don't need to say those words. Yes, sometimes like I'm too critical, but also books that for me can be like really boring, for other people can be amazing, and I really can get why. It's really, again, personal preference thing. So yes. Yeah. Okay, so do we want to do some sprints?
Sure.
We can do maybe 20 minutes, I think. It's a good place to start.
Yep.
Okay,
Definitely.
good. Okay, so let's do 20 minutes. Okay, so let's start, and happy reading.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Okay, we finished. You heard the beeping, like from the timer, or is it just
No.
for me? Okay, interesting. I will check. Maybe there isn't. Okay. Hey, hello.
Hi.
Oh, thank you so much. It's totally okay. Like, thank you that you are here now. Thank you so much. It's so fun to see you here today. So amazing. Tell us what you are reading. Thank you so much, Judith. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hello for everyone, for all the new people that joined us. Please tell us what you are reading today. It's really interesting. And we can talk about what we read so far.
You want to start?
Yes. So I read Fence, the graphic novel. I read the first volume and I actually read like a good amount, I think. Yes, I was in 40 something percent and now I'm in 72%. So like there is a little bit of the graphic novel left. So hopefully I will finish it soon. I actually really love it. Like I'm surprised from how much I love it. Sasha, are you here? I think that your image got stuck.
Yeah.
Sasha has a few Wi-Fi problems, like with the internet. So hopefully she will get soon. But yes, I am currently reading Fence, the graphic novel, and it was really, really good. Like I have 40% left. I'm surprised from how much I love it. Like I just started to read it this weekend, and like I think I thought that I'm going to like it, but not as much. Like I'm really, really love it. All the boys are really hot. Like like all the illustrations, all the boys looks really good. Although I'm pretty sure this is a male romance. So yes, but I don't know. Like I really love the story. I really love the enemies to lovers vibes, because this is enemies to lovers and it really feels enemies. Like I love it. Yes, I just love it so far. Yes, I'm going to finish it soon.
Awesome.
Yes.
I think we lost Sasha, but hopefully she can reconnect soon.
Oh, you're reading The Sky Beyond the Storm. Oh my God, I still need to read The Reaper at the Gates. I'm going to read it this week because we have the live show in a week. So hopefully I will get it in time. Okay, and what are you thinking right now? But without spoilers, of course. Like, do you like it? Oh, Sasha? I think Sasha. Sasha, hey!
She's back.
Hello. City of Rust. Okay, interesting. How do you like it so far? A chapter. That's okay. That's also good. That's also amazing. So, Charlotte, do you want to continue and tell us what do you think? But what did you read? Like,
I continued to read No Longer Human on my phone, and I read like I think 23 like ebook pages or however. So I don't know how that equals to in like a physical copy. But yeah, a good amount. So I'm actually close to the end, which I'm happy about because, as I said, I'm not that impressed by the book, but I do want to finish it, and it's quite a short book, so that's good. So I think perhaps in the next sprint I'll be able to finish it actually. So that would be nice.
That's good. Yes, I'm also hopefully will finish Fence in the next sprint. What about you, Sasha?
Read 14 pages of this one, and I'm really loving how it's going. So
cool.
It's hard to explain because it's super like dense, but I just like it.
I'm so happy to hear that. That's so good. I really hope that you will continue like it. I'm really excited for you. Start a new series. It's really exciting. Like, especially fantasy series. I don't know. It's like starting a new world. It's really exciting.
I might need to add that to my TBR actually. Look into it some more if you you're really loving it a lot. That's very promising.
Yes, actually, I don't know a lot about the book, but I saw like aesthetic, like I saw on TikTok and stuff, and I think that you, Charlotte, will love the aesthetic. Yes, like I hope at least.
Yeah, I'll look into it.
Oh, thank you so much. King of Warsaw. It's what? Okay, that's nice. What we like you requested from the library, like depends on what you love to read, and they gave you a recommendation, or how does it work? It sounds interesting. First, so currently she's reading the fourth book in the Ember in the Ashes, How the Sky Beyond the Storm. I need to read the fourth book, like I'm going to read it this week. Sasha, you already read the fourth book, right? Reaper at the Gates.
That's the third one.
Yes. A Sky Beyond the Storm
Yeah,
is the fourth one, is the final one. We are reading it next month.
Yeah, I was so confused for 1 second, but yeah, I finished it.
Okay, that's good. Yes, I need to read it for the live
I'm
show.
curious, both Belgian Book Nerd and Sasha, like which one in the series so far is your favorite out of the books? And also like Jane, you've read the first two. I read the first two as well, but I prefer the first one so far.
So I read also only the first two.
I've only liked the first one.
Yes, you didn't like the fourth one. I know. I'm really scared now to read it. I really hope to love it, but I don't know, like if you didn't like it. Okay, so I guess we will talk about it next week in our live show, but oh my God. Okay. I have 4 short chapters left. Oh, that's good. And you are also really in the end, which is amazing. It's really good. It's like it's a part of a series, or does it stand alone? Because the name sounds familiar to me, but I'm not sure when I heard about it and when, like where. Malice.
It's a standalone, and it's a middle grade book.
Ooh.
The City of Rust one, yeah.
The City of Rust. Okay, that's interesting.
I think it was like the middle grade monthly sort of book club thing.
The cover is pretty. Yes, the cover is really, really pretty.
Yep.
That's interesting. It's actually like the name sounds to me more like a fantasy adult. I don't know, like City of something.
Sounds like City of Brass.
Yes. That's why like I thought it's maybe a fantasy adult book because of City of Brass.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a middle grade. Also nice. The second. Okay. Yes, I didn't like the second one. The first one was good. Like I really enjoyed it. I remember that it was really fun to read. But yes, like I'm really afraid now from the fourth book. Hopefully, I will like it. I hope so.
Yeah.
It's given suggestions based on what the algorithm thinks. Oh, it's super random. Okay, if you like surprises, that's good. That's interesting. It's actually really cool that you're just okay with reading whatever they give you. I hope that the suggestions are good and that you will enjoy the book. And yes, also if it's a new book, at least you will like the library will get to know what you like, and maybe in the future it will give you better recommendations, which is interesting.
It sounded as if it was like a historical fiction, perhaps. I don't know. I'm just guessing based off the name.
The
like
King
of Warsaw or Warsaw.
Yes, it sounds like some kind of historical fiction. I totally hope the ending.
Lot happens with certain character.
Do you agree with that, Sasha?
a lot.
Yeah. No?
Oh no.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm actually like, I want to read the book, so we can talk about it because it's interesting. Like, that's why I really love live shows about books. It's so fun. Like, you just can you can just talk about the book. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
Yes.
fun when everyone can like discuss the same characters and events and compare thoughts and such. It's always good to get like different perspectives too, or just to be
Yes.
upset together in a group. Usually, everyone's just mad.
Hmm. Yes, it's also, I don't know, it makes me want to read the books more because I remember that when I finished reading the second book of Ember in the Ashes, I just was like, I didn't want to read the series. I was really disappointed. And then we talked about the series and I got more excited to read it. So
That's good.
it's also like, yes, it makes you more excited to read the book, which is really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it was about the fourth book, so we don't know what you are talking about still.
Really?
Interesting. I don't know anything.
Yeah. Also interesting. Charlotte, you are also like, you read the first two, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
I'm a bit behind on the schedule for the read along. I'll try to work the third one in, but I think I will always be behind like a couple of weeks, unfortunately.
Yes, you're always reading like the book a week after the live show.
Yeah, I think I watched the live show for the second one and then I started reading it.
Wow, a lot of spoilers. I don't know.
Yeah, I was mainly confused. I think that was it.
Yes,
Yeah,
logical.
so I'll tell you my thoughts
actually
1 week after the live show.
I'm actually debating. Maybe you can help me, but I'm currently reading like Shadow Black, and we have the live show of Reaper at the Gates in 6 days, and I'm pretty like, I'm afraid that I won't finish reading it and Reaper at the Gates at the same time. Like, so I'm thinking maybe stop reading Shadow Black and going to Reaper at the Gates. So like, I'm thinking what to do, and I'm not sure. So maybe you can help me a little bit.
Yeah, I think
What do
you should focus on your live show book, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it is though. If is it the same length as the previous book, or is it a chunkier one? I'm not
I
sure.
think
haven't
it's a
looked into it.
little bit. Yes, I think it's a little bit longer.
5
Okay.
pages, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, then start reading it.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So my plan is to finish Fence. I'm reading it like in a book on Scribd. I talked about it, Sasha, when you weren't here, but I really love it so far. Like, I'm really surprised, but I love it's so fun and like entertaining, and I love the enemies to lovers. The tension is amazing. And yes, so maybe I will start reading Reaper at the Gates after Fence. It's the better choice, I think.
Hopefully you can finish it quicker and then you can get back to what you're currently reading. The Shadow Black, or what it was called.
Yes, Shadow Black, the second book in the Spellslinger.
Yeah.
I will message you. Okay. That's better. I don't love spoilers. Yes, it's historical. Oh, okay. So tell us, what do you think so far, if you like it or not? I also beyond it still need to read book 3. Okay, there is 6 days. I'm going to read it in 6 days. Maybe you could too. Book 3 took me nearly 2 months to read. Wow. Okay. It's because like the fourth book wasn't fun. Like it was slow for you, or why do you think it took you so long? You just didn't want to keep reading it?
It sounds promising for the fourth book at least. Hopefully it seems like it's fast paced.
Yes.
Number 4.
I hope so. Okay, so do we want to do some more sprints?
Yes.
You want to do like 20 minutes or maybe a little bit more, because Charlotte, you need like to finish your current book. Maybe we can do a little bit more so you can finish it in time.
I think I can finish it in like 20 or 25, possibly. That's
We can
25.
do maybe 40 minutes, so you will
Yeah,
have like time.
too.
So it won't be
Absolutely.
too. Okay, so let's do 40 minutes. That sounds good.
Amazing.
Yes, I'm excited. Okay, so 40 minutes. Okay, happy reading.
Happy reading.
Happy reading. Okay, that's it. Can you hear me okay? As I
Yes.
changed. Okay, great.
You hear well.
Amazing. Hello. Exciting. Okay. We have a few messages here. That's the start was fast, and then some parts were really dragging. The final were faster pace, so I'm conflicted. You're talking about the fourth book, right? That took you a lot of time to finish. Okay. It actually sounds to me like the rest of the books in the series. Like most of the book is pretty slow, and then the last 100 pages are usually more fast.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
interesting.
That's good. At
Uh-huh.
least.
The book is interesting so far. Nothing I will normally go for. I'm quite intrigued. Criminal underworld in the 40s. Okay, it actually sounds really cool and like different. Not something that I usually hear about.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds like it could be fun, actually.
Yes, it actually sounds good.
Definitely. How did everyone do now with their reading during this latest sprint?
So I finished Fans, the graphic novel,
Nice.
and I loved it. I gave it 4 stars. It was so fun. I don't know, like I was just surprised. I didn't really expect much. I read it for the Olympic-a-thon, which is a Charlotte readathon. And yes, read it for the sports prompt, just something with sports, and I wanted to read it for a while, and I was actually really surprised, like, and I want actually to keep reading the rest, but
Cool.
I started to read Reaper at the Gate instead, because I
Nice.
do need to finish it. Yes, and
Good on you.
I read 17 pages so far.
That's really good.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. I'm reading it in my native language, so like 17 pages. Yes, almost 20 pages. Like, feels okay, feels good.
That's really good.
What about you?
I finished my book as well, No Longer Human. So yeah, that's what I read. I think it was about 20 pages left of it or something, and I have now put it into my reading log and like the rating on Goodreads and all of that. I gave it 2 stars. So like
Oh,
I think like so many people seem to love it. It has such high ratings on Goodreads. Like it's sort of like a cult sort of book, like a Japanese modern classic sort of thing. So I can understand like what people might enjoy about it and how people may relate to it, but I personally didn't have the experience I expected when I wanted to read a book. So that it didn't have the impact on me that I thought it would have, basically. So that's why it was a letdown. Yeah.
what is it about? Like the book?
It's basically just about this very like the downfall of a man. We have like this guy or a man, and we're following him through his life, and he's quite anxious and nervous and a bit sad, and then turns to like alcohol and in the end drugs as well, and just like how his life isn't good, basically in his mind, and yeah, his inner thoughts mainly about that. So it's not a happy book. It's quite a depressing book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually
About you?
sounds like those kind of books that are really personal. Like it sounds a book that you would love only if you really connect to it. So I can
Yeah,
get like why you didn't love it.
yeah, exactly. I like some things of it I do think can be quite relatable, even if the character is not likable, like you don't like him because you're like, oh, this is not a person I would like to hang out with. You can still relate, obviously. And I do think that many people are able to relate to this book, and that is why it has had so many high ratings as well. So I think it just depends on the person more and like your expectations on the book mainly.
Yes, that's logical. Yes. And you didn't start to read something else. You just put all the So you are planning to keep reading what you read? You already forgot.
Yes, I'm continuing.
Yes, the Gilded Ones. Yes, the Gilded Ones. I hope you will like it more than me. Oh, it's fluffy.
Yeah,
it seems
so
really fluffy.
It is. I love it. It feels really nice. It's a nice feeling book, at least, and I think it's so stunning. So that's something. So we'll see how
the
it
cover
goes.
is really pretty.
Yeah, the covers are gorgeous.
It is, and they recently released like the cover for the sequel to this one, and it's stunning as well. So like, even though I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about this book, but I'm still like interested in perhaps reading the second one because that cover is stunning too.
Yeah, that's good marketing.
Yeah, exactly. No, it is cover buys, typical.
Yes.
How did you do, Sasha?
I mean, I did my laundry a bit, so I read only like 13, 14 pages, but it's like tiny font.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it takes me more time to read a page. But I'm really enjoying it. Like basically everything is happening in the Banished Lands, and you get different point of views from different people all around those Banished Lands. And at the beginning, you're just like, what's happening? You are actually confused because you don't know. You're going like from one point of view to another. There is no relation between them. And then there are things happening like there are giants in these books. And apparently, a long time ago, there was some kind of war between the humans, I mean the men, and the giants, and they kind of disappeared. But now they are kind of coming back, and things are happening everywhere. So the king decided so there is a high king and then other smaller kings, and the high king actually gathered everyone, and he wanted to make them all work together. And that's basically the beginning of the story. I'm not going to say more, obviously, but that's getting intriguing, and I really love that. And I missed like adult fantasy because it's so much more dense, and I love that.
It actually sounds good. Like I didn't really knew about the book too much, but it actually sounds good. Maybe I will, like my TBR is so long, so it's really hard to squeeze more books, but it will be on my mind for future TBRs.
It has that kind of like Viking vibes, but also a bit of rings, etc. So it's kind of, I love it.
Oh, I'm so happy to see you like happy from the book. Yes, I'm so happy for you. Yes,
I agree. I like when adult books can have like, I don't know, like I think there's sometimes like more politics, which can be a lot of fun, and like strategy and how like different kingdoms and such should cooperate, and like the politics between, as you said, like the giants and the kings trying to figure out how to do things. I think those parts can be really interesting if it's well done, and like they need to still keep it interesting. It can't just be like words and words and words and like you just get bored. But if it's done in a good way, it's so cool, and like the thing that is so special with adult fantasy, I feel like.
Yes, adult fantasy is want to read now in adult fantasy. 46 pages, it's good. Good.
Awesome.
So you're getting like to the end of the book, right? Like you're about to finish it soon.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah, so you read already a good amount. I hope you will enjoy the fourth book.
It's nice.
Lucky you. I wish I had that.
Actually, like I have the hardcover version and it's really, really pretty, but I wish I had the paperback. I don't know,
because
like the paperback.
Yes, I know you like floppy books.
Also, yes, everyone loves floppy books. Yes, I don't know, like I think that I love more hardcovers that are shorter. and paperbacks that are longer. I don't know why. Maybe like I'm not sure if it's true, but like from what I'm noticing, I really love holding a hardcover, but not really a big and heavy one. Like usually I really enjoy if they are smaller. And paperbacks, I just love always paperbacks. And when they are really big, they are usually, not always, but I really love those really big and fluffy paperbacks. They are really fun to read.
Yeah.
So yes, so I really like hope I got the paperback. Or for like I read 100 pages from the Gilded One, something like this, and it was like okay, but it felt between middle grade and young adult and not young adult. So it just made me a little bit less interested in the series. I don't think it's bad. It just felt really young to me. So I don't know. Like, yes, it's like it's okay. It's not that the characters or the plot is bad. It's just a little bit written more younger, which is okay. Like I hope I would know better which really the age group of what I'm going for, because there is a lot of young adult books that are more younger and ones that are older. So I wish I knew better so I can choose what to read best.
Yeah, makes sense.
You
do. Sasha is selling it. So good.
Yes, you're really saying. And you didn't even finish reading the book.
Yeah.
No, sometimes I can tell when a book is going to be like a new favorite or whatever. I really have high hopes. I should not, but I have high hopes for this one.
Cool.
I really hope it will like continue.
Yeah, I'm going on Goodreads and adding it now to my TBR.
Oh, I love big fluffy paper bags. Just so fun, like some kind of really heavy. I don't know. I prefer it because hardcovers are really heavy, like really big. And when a hardcover is really huge, it's like you need to hold it like this. You don't know what to do with it. So
I agree.
Yeah, that's why I love ebooks. Whatever your position, you can easily hold your book.
Yes, true. That's right. You're selling it. Yes, it actually sounds interesting. I really want to get into adult fantasy more, and like I just have so many books on my TBR, so my TBR always changes. Yes.
Yeah, constantly adding up.
Yes, exactly.
It never goes down. Also, it always goes up for some reason.
Yeah. Yes. And also after today, like I unboxed a lot of books. There is a lot of new books. Yes.
I'm
yes.
So excited.
I'm so excited for the book haul. Like it took time, but I'm not sure how long it will be. But hopefully, I can manage like to make it shorter. White glossy paper.
Oh.
The paperback itself is in white glossy paper. Okay, like the pages in the paperback or just the cover?
Probably the paper within the book, like the pages. You know how sometimes they're like thin and then sometimes thick, and sometimes you can a 600 book. Like I have another book, not here, that's like 400 pages that looks bigger than this one, which is almost 700 pages. Because
exactly,
you know, yeah.
The actual pages. Okay, interesting. Yes, there is actually a lot of books that are like seem bigger. Yeah, actually, there is like if one of you has the Blood and Ash, like the regular paperback, I saw a lot of people that are saying I have like this book that it's really really heavy, and when I'm comparing it like to other books, the size is pretty like average. It not looks big, like it's 600 pages, and it looks like 600 pages, not smaller or bigger, but it's really heavy. Like it's weirdly really heavy. I don't know why.
That might be because of the paper then, possibly.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I see a lot in TikTok. Usually a lot of people say that this book is really, really heavy, and it's right. Like, I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah. Books.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's fun.
just for shipping. They should be careful with that, no? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Yes.
Jane, do you have
Okay.
any idea when your haul might go up? Or if you like, you don't need to say if you don't know yet, but like, I'm excited.
So I am aiming for Wednesday, like to edit it
Mhm.
tomorrow. Yes, and upload it in 2 days. Because I don't have another video for Wednesday. Yes, I'm really, really excited. Like I just filmed it and then I got back here to like
Mhm.
for the
Yeah.
live. So I saw all the books, but I still didn't like relax and look at everything because usually after like a whole book or unbox some books, I love a few hours later to eat like and relax and just really look at the books. Yes. Yes, I love to do it.
That's good though. It's nice.
Mhm.
yeah, see?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Wow. I guess like the pages are really thin, which is sometimes isn't really fun, but like it depends on how thin they are. They are, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at my bookshelf if I have any books that stands out. But I don't think I do though. Most are the same.
Actually, I have the book of Crescent City, like by
Oh yeah.
Sarah J. Maas, the first book. Yes, I have it in a hardcover, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
the same, like the same pages as the Priori of the Orange Tree.
Yeah.
Yes, but the I have the paperback of the Priori of the Orange Tree, and it looks double the width of Crescent City. Like it's actually
Oh
looks
yeah.
double the width, which is interesting because also Crescent City is hardcover, so it's
Yeah.
interesting because like the hardcover is wider than the paperback. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the paperback of Crescent City and also paperback of Priory of the Orange Tree. And yeah, I think you're right about the width, that the Orange Tree
Mhm.
is like almost double the width of
Yes,
Crescent City.
yes, and
But
they
I
are
also
both
like
like
the
800.
tall. I have the
Yeah.
tall Crescent City one.
I have, yes, also mine is tall. It's taller than the Priori, I think, even, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
interesting.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
hmm
I still need to read The Priory of the Orange Tree. I haven't
Me
read it.
too.
It was a bit
Same.
sad.
Yes. 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 I feel like this is those kind of books that it will take me a lot of time to get to. And I think that I will get to this book only if I will read it with friends. Like
Yeah.
it's hard for me. It's so long. I don't know. It just feels to me like a book that it will take me a lot of courage to start. I'm really
Yeah.
afraid. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is weird for me because I love long books. Like if a book is over 500 pages, I like usually I really enjoy them because I feel like they have the time
hmm
to explore the themes, like the
Yes.
characters and all that. And that's also why I enjoy like more adult fantasy because usually those books are longer. So I like long books, but it's still something that makes me scared to read them.
Yeah. Especially when it's hyped. Like the more hyped,
Yeah,
the more scared I am to actually start it.
Yes.
I don't know
I
why.
agree.
Yes. Yes. I agree with you. Yes. That's definitely.
Mm.
That's why I got several copies. Okay. Yes, I actually have a lot of books that I want another copy. That like I have already a copy of the book, but there is another copy that I would prefer, but I won't buy it because I already have a copy of the same book. So
Mm.
yes, it happens a lot. Yes,
Mm.
we all need to read the Priori.
I was this close at reading it once because I do a thing where I like randomize my TBR. So I go by
Mhm.
like the number that
I
the
remember
book is on
it.
the
I
shelf.
think like it was the book next to the Priori.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
was like, got the one to the left. So I was like this close to getting the 800-page book. It's always so
Almost.
scary.
Almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to do another 20 minutes maybe?
Sounds great.
Yep.
Amazing. Okay, so let's do 20 minutes. And yes, happy reading.
Good
Happy reading.
luck.
That's it.
Hello.
Me.
Hello. Hello. So how was it? How much did everyone read?
I read about, I think, 26 pages.
Oh, that's good. That's nice.
Yeah, it's
And
a very.
what do you think so far?
I think I'm getting more into the plot now.
Mhm.
So I'm at page 98, so just below 100 pages. So I think I'll start to get more plot and get more intrigue. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it develops.
I hope that you will like it.
Thank you.
How about you, Sasha?
Still enjoying it.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I
I've read
reply every time.
and loving it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Cool.
I read, let's see, I read 18 pages, almost 20. And yes, like, I'm not sure what to think. Like, I'm only in the start, in page 45. So there is a lot. Like, there is a lot of pages to read. Yes, it's 400, almost 70 pages. So yes, it's good that I started to read it, I think. Yes, I don't know, like, I don't have any strong opinion yet. Like, it's okay. I feel like there is a little bit more of fantasy explanation, like more of world building, which I love because I felt like there wasn't enough in the two first books. But yes, it's nice. Actually, like, I remember that I read the second book and I didn't want to read it, but I feel okay right now. Like, I'm okay reading it. It's actually nice to get back to those characters.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. 25 pages.
Oh, that's okay. That's amazing that you're here now. So fun to see you. 25 pages of year one. Year one. I'm interested to see what it is.
Yeah.
Year one.
I have a Nora Roberts book on my TBR, so I am excited to read it because I've heard so much about the author. But I think the one I have on my TBR is Birthright, I think it's called.
It's a fantasy, like fantasy author. It looks like a fantasy book.
I think it's more like romance and thrillers.
Ah, yes. Okay. Interesting. Yes, because the cover is like a cover of an eagle, I think. Just an eagle flying. So it looks to me like a fantasy. I don't know. I may be wrong. I will show you here one.
And the other one, Bird, is like Charlotte, the one you were talking about. Is it like a fantasy or also like romance thriller?
No, that one is like romance thriller. It's like family drama and such.
This looks like a fantasy to me.
That looks like a fantasy.
It is a paranormal urban fantasy.
Oh.
It's apocalyptic.
Okay. Oh. Interesting. I didn't know that Nora Roberts wrote fantasy. That's cool.
Uh-huh. Yes, I actually don't read a lot of urban fantasies, but it's a genre that really interests me because I don't know, like, I read a few in the past and I didn't like the books that I read because the book, but not because, like, the setting. I think the setting may be nice. It's apocalyptic. Okay, interesting. Actually, I really enjoy apocalyptic, like, books. I usually really enjoy them. I just love books that talk about life and death. I really love those kind of books. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I really love Scythe, the fourth book, because it really dealt a lot with with them learning how to be scythes and how to respect like the people that they are killing. So I really love those topics.
Ooh,
cool. Such a good series.
I can't wait to read the fourth book. I want to read the last book so much. I really hope to get to
read
it soon.
in like
Yes.
almost sitting. That's so yeah.
Almost what?
In one sitting, the Toll.
Wow.
How
Yeah.
much stars did you give it?
4.
Oh, I'm so excited to read it. Like, oh my god, the ending of the second one was just I can't get over the ending. Yes, it was amazing. Oh my god, I really want to read it. Like after Reaper at the Gates and Shadow Black, hopefully I will get to the Toll. Like I'm so excited to read it.
You'll change your mind so many times. You're such a mood reader, though.
Yes, you're right. You're definitely right. The farther I read, more I enjoy the book. That's amazing. In the world.
Ooh.
Oh, dinner is amazing. I think it's an amazing break to
But I
make a
eat
dinner.
live.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm gonna need to
Mhm.
look at that one as well. King of Warsaw.
Yes, it sounds cool. There is also so many books that sounds amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Bye. Enjoy your dinner.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh.
There is just so many books that I keep hearing good things about and I keep wanting to read them. Like it's never ending.
So exactly, I was gonna say what exactly. That was what I was gonna say. So many books, so little time. You stole the words right off, like from my mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true. Like you have so many books you want to read, and then so many readathons, and you need to fit the book to the prompts, and then read-alongs, and then study reads, and then book clubs, and you're just like,
These are like such first world problems, but still.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
But like
But yes.
I'm trying to track my TBR, like both my physical TBR, but also just my Goodreads TBR, and like, for some reason it constantly goes up. It never goes down, no matter what I do.
I know.
Yes. Yes, you just get more books than the books that you read. And then it just there was a trend on TikTok, I think, that people just showed how many books they bought and how many books they read this year. And like it was buy, read, buy, read, buy, read. Like you have so many books that you bought and then a little bit that you read. So it was funny to see the difference.
Yeah, oh god.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah, it's an issue.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it's actually
This
like
is Jane.
yeah, I never hated that I'm a mood reader, but since I got like into YouTube, it's a little bit hard. Like if I have one book that I have to read, like for a read along or something like this, it's okay because it's one book for a whole month. I can squeeze it, but more than that, I don't know. It just I want to read like, for example, The Tool. I'm dying to read it since I finished reading the second book in the series. I really want to finish the series to read the last one. I also think that I'm going to like it. Like I really hope to love it. And I don't know, like I just always didn't want to read this when I decided which book to read. So sometimes it's like it's really a struggle.
I feel.
How are you, Sasha? Are you also a mood reader?
Actually, I don't know. It really depends on my mood. Like sometimes I'm gonna stick to my TBR 100% easily. Sometimes I will just like look at my shelves and decide it for 2 hours what I'm gonna read, and then I won't pick anything at the end or whatever. So it really depends. So that's why I love the fact that I have like a wild TBR that I'm picking like every single month through the game like I created. And I pick a bit of everything, you know, sci-fi, fantasy, middle grade, adult, or whatever. So even if I'm in a mood of like just not sticking to a specific genre or whatever, I still have different kind of books within my selection. So it really depends. But I'm trying also to, like, when I finished The Thunderhead, I was like, okay, I want to read The Toll, the last one. And usually I will be like, no, just take a break, breathe, read something you need to read, and then blah, blah. And I was like, screw this. So I read it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I don't stick to a TBR, but sometimes I do need that TBR. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah.
I guess yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Yes.
So
Mhm. Yes, I also like, I'm really a mood reader, but because I have so many books, I usually love like to make a pile of books that I want to get to, like in a TBR. And usually I don't read everything, but also reading only half of it, and then half of random books from my other TBR is also okay, because at
Yeah.
least like this, I can like visually see which books I'm aiming to read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's good to have some variety to pick from.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm happy I'm not like 100% a mood reader, because as a Libra, it's already hard for me to pick what I'm going to read. So at
Mhm.
least like TBR. So yeah.
Actually, because I'm such a mood reader, it's really hard for me to pick what I'm going to read next. Because I don't know, like I'm looking at all my books and I'm not sure in which mood I am. And then I'm just
That's a
staring.
problem.
Yes, I'm just looking at all the books and I don't know what I want to read. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm going to read something and I already know it. I just even don't look at any of my books. I just pick the one that I already know that I want to read. Mhm.
Isn't there like
Yes.
a genre or whatever you easily go through? Like, you know, when you don't know what you want to read, is there like, is it easier for you to reach for fantasy or like romance or whatever?
So once I was really a fantasy reader. Like I remember when I was in high school, I read 90% fantasy, and I actually didn't read a lot of fantasy this year, like in 2021, and I want to read more fantasy. But I guess that like in the past year, if I want to read something and I don't know what, I usually go to the more easy options, like really short books or books that, yes, like usually I'm just taking a few books that I think that I maybe want to read, and I just read their descriptions, like the synopsis, and I try to get the vibe from the writing, because the synopsis is like some kind of the writing of the book, and I try to get. But yes, usually like once it was usually fantasy, and now it's more just maybe a thriller, because they are usually shorter, or graphic novels. Like graphic novels are always an amazing option. So yes, like I don't know, I really want to read more fantasy than I usually read this year. So maybe I will try to pick more fantasy if I'm not sure what to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like wanting to read the book now in order. Yes.
This is an issue.
Yes. It actually happens to me so much, because for me, books, it takes them at least 2 weeks to get to me. Like it depends
Same.
where I order. Yes, like we are all from, like I'm not from Europe, but I'm close to Europe. So yes, it's not like we don't have Amazon Prime and a day after the book gets to us. So yes, it happens to me a lot, that I really, really want to read a book. And it actually also happens to me that I really want to read a book, and then the book arrives and I still really want to read it, and I read it. And because I was waiting for so long, I get really disappointment, because I just was expecting so much for so long. It happened to me with the Gilded Ones. Like I waited for this book for so long, and I just wanted, like the moment I got it, like 1 hour later, I already started to read it. And like I got disappointment, especially because I expected too much, which I try to expect like less from books.
Yeah.
Sometimes
you need to lower your expectations because you're hyping books up too much. It kind of goes with what we talked about, like how we're afraid of like long hyped books as well. Like if you're gonna put in that effort to read such a long book, you do want to enjoy it.
Yes, that's definitely. So I'm thinking maybe we can do last sprints, like maybe another 20 minutes, like to wrap this birthday reading sprints up.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
sounds good. Okay. So let's. Okay, amazing. So I'm starting and happy reading.
Happy
Good
reading.
luck. That's it. Hey, how was it?
Something happened. I'm not happy. So
Oh,
no, it's good in the book, but I
mhm.
just
Yes,
went.
I get it. That's good that you are so invested in the book. I'm really like happy to see you from the side.
Yeah, I'm already on page 200. Doesn't seem like
Wow, that's amazing.
that's progress. Yeah,
That's
Great.
good progress.
it's so good. It's so good.
And there's so many more books in that series for you to read too. So that's the best
Mhm.
feeling when you like love the first book and you just know that there's more content and more books to read.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I said like earlier. That's so nice to see that you are like going in another journey and discovering a new world and new
Yes.
everything. And just like that's an amazing ride. I mean,
Yeah.
lucky, but yeah, this one is.
Good.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm also making a good progress. I read another 20 pages and like there is still a lot, but I feel like I read like 55 pages out of almost 500, but it's still like a start and I have 6 days. So
Mm.
that's enough
Awesome.
time for me to finish it. Yes.
Really
Yes, and
good.
like, yeah, the plot is okay. Like, I'm still in the start, so I don't really have an opinion right now.
How many points of
Yes.
view are it in the third one?
So there is like the three points of view, like of Elia, Slaya, and Helen, and there
Yeah.
was one point of view, like one chapter of the Nightbringer.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yes,
Okay. So we
which
have
was nice.
another.
Yes,
Okay.
I don't know, like there is more chapters of the Nightbringer, or was it like only the first one? You don't remember?
You're gonna read. You need to read to find out.
Okay, I will find out. But yes, like maybe there is another POV, but it's not as main as the three other
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
so far.
Cool.
All I can say is that I cannot wait for the live show. Something we need to talk about.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm
Wow.
really, really interested. Oh my god.
Cool.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's reading for all of us. And what about you, Charlotte?
I think I read like 16 pages. I got a bit distracted by my phone,
That's cool.
by some messages from friends, but yeah, still happy with that. So I'm past
Happens
100
to all of
pages.
us.
So yeah.
That's good.
What is
Mhm.
it about again? I totally forgot. I keep saying that book everywhere, but I keep
Yeah.
forgetting what it is about.
Well, it's about basically like we're following this girl. She lives in a village, and there's sort of this ritual for every girl that is about to turn like 15 or 16, where they sort of like have to draw their blood, and if their blood runs red, they are pure, but if their blood runs gold, they are like not pure, impure. And that happens to this girl, that she is impure, she's not pure, she's a different sort of person basically. And basically all of these like impure characters are recruited to join an army to protect the emperor or something like that. So yeah, that's basically it so far. I think I'm a bit bothered by like the pure versus impure sort of thing. There was a lot about that in the beginning, and of course it has a lot to do with like beliefs and such like that, which is very interesting. But parts of it also like sort of rubs me the wrong way. Like, yeah, just the focus on purity. But I think that's the point. I think it's supposed to be like perhaps a bit uncomfortable in that way and make you question things like, oh, why should these young women be judged by whether they are pure or not? So I think that's the purpose, to make you a bit uncomfortable with that. But yeah, that's something that frustrated me in the beginning.
Exactly, that's the word, like pure and impure. Like if they were
Yeah.
using other words, it would have been like different. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So they use like exactly those words. and it's kind of like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know, something rubs a bit wrong with that.
Yes, it's a strong word, like pure.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for
like a
like
big
young
word,
women
yeah.
and such. Yeah. So, but once again, I think it's the point, which is like why it's in there, and perhaps that will develop throughout the book, and their views of themselves will change, because now these young girls have this sort of conflict, like, oh no, I'm impure, how can I become pure, like that sort of deal.
20 pages. Oh, that's
Ooh.
good. Surviving. Interesting. I hope that you like it or love it. Love it is the best scenario. The Gilded Ones. Yes, it's actually like the idea sounded really cool to me. What made me enjoy less what I read so far is like it just felt young, but I didn't really saw a lot from the plot, and I don't think that the plot itself was bad. It just felt too young for me.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm sort of trying to have the mindset that I just need to read and for the story to develop, because you are thrown right into the plot. You're there with the ritual, like when it's about to happen. Sort of same with like how the Hunger Games starts out, like you're there at the reaping. That's sort of how the first scene.
Yes.
But like I'm more interested in like the army part and the like training and becoming the soldiers. That thing is more interesting to me. So that's why I feel like I just need to continue to read it, and hopefully it will just develop with that.
Oh, I like that.
Kevin, hey. Inspired.
Yeah, it is. It is inspired by West African mythology. Exactly.
Yes, like I know that it's inspired by some kind of African culture, but I didn't know that this is about African mythology. It's cool, actually.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting, and I think it's a good different take on like YA fantasy too, compared to many other things. So it's just cool that these voices and this sort of representation is being more popularized and things as well, and more available to everyone. So that's happy to support that. It's always cool.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes, also like again, I do think that the plot can be really nice. It felt young to me, but like this is the only con for me. Just felt young, but it doesn't mean that the book is bad. Like middle grades books, a lot of people enjoy them so much. It's just like my personal preference, and this is totally okay.
Yeah, no, it's mainly preference when it comes to writing, I feel like.
Yes.
I don't mind the writing. I think the writing is very fast paced. So fast paced that I feel like I'm reading it quicker than I read other books. But also that sort of means that the writing might be a bit more shallow. It doesn't really go that deep into certain subjects and like descriptions and such, which is probably what both makes it feel perhaps a bit younger, a bit more shallow, but also quicker, possibly. So, but it's all based on preference, like, and also mood, I would say, like what mood you are in when you're reading a certain book, which goes with all reading.
Like YA is like 18-24, right?
Yeah, something like this, I think, usually.
I feel like YA is like 15 to 19. I don't know. I have a different perception of it then.
I feel that YA...
Young adult. Or maybe I'm new adult. No.
Yeah, I think so that because YA is like, yeah,
it calls like young adult, but I feel like books that characters, like I see books that characters are 14 years old and it's still categorized as YA.
Because it's not middle grade.
Yes.
Like 14 is not middle grade. So it's like young YA.
I feel like this is a big scala. Yes, it's like from 14 until 24, I feel. And there is like over 18, it's usually more new adult, I feel.
Yeah.
But it really depends, because there is like books with characters that they are 20 years old and it feels younger.
Yeah.
So yes, YA, it's like, this is my problem with YA. That usually like right now I would like to read more mature YA, like more feels like 18 plus. Like I don't need the characters will be 18 plus, because there is YA books that feel mature, or for the characters are 16, I don't know. But yes, like you just don't know.
No, I agree. I feel like my go-to age for YA is 17. Like if I think of
Yes.
a YA book, I think they're 17 and then I read it. So like these characters are like 15, 16. So then some YA is like 18, 19, like Six of Crows is YA, although people argue that one should be older because then the themes could be darker. So I like, for me, it's like 14 to 19, like YA.
Well, apparently YA is actually 12 to 18. So
even that, right? Yeah.
So, but most of YAs I've read, they're like over 16. So like,
exactly.
Yes.
So
like
maybe
Ember in the Ashes, that one's YA, right? I'm categorizing that one as YA.
Yeah, that's definitely a YA. I'm actually not sure what's the age of the characters, but I feel like most of the YA books that I read, especially fantasy, are usually 16 years old. Like from what I see, it feels to me like, yes, I don't know, like it feels to me like this age where you like adult, but not really, not 18 years old, but you're not children anymore. Like you're not 12 or 14 years old anymore.
I think I've based my perception of YA on the Twilight books. I categorize them as YA, and Bella is 17 and Edward is 17. So that's like my my scale.
That's YA, yes.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense because YA is mostly read by adults. So it makes sense that they are like at the end of that like section. Yes. I mean, age gap. So
true.
YA is about, okay, so it means that, like, I don't know how much time difference, but I guess she was 17 in the first book.
I think she was 17.
I think so too.
Yes, it sounds right.
I remember I read a book series when I was younger, like when I was around 13. That was House of Night series, a vampire series. Do you remember?
Yes, I read it.
It was published at the same time as Vampire Academy, but it was House of Night. And I remember by the third book, there was like a warning on the book, like this might not be suitable for younger readers. And I was like 13, 14 when I read it, but it was still YA. But yeah, it was just a memory I have from that book.
And why? Was it like gore?
No, because the character had sex.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it's because like YA technically is without like steamy descriptions. Yes, that's why like I hear them about the ACOTAR series. Everyone says that this is like new adult and not YA. And from what I understand, it's because the steamy scenes. So like I can get it because you like YA doesn't need to be with descriptions because it's YA.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, it's very interesting. And I think I personally find it so difficult to find like new adult or to like define what new adult is as well, because that's a fairly newer genre, like how people choose to describe books. And yeah, I also think that one's very difficult. So I haven't even added it. When I do my like book log where I like add the books I read, I only have middle grade, YA, and adult. I don't have new adult yet because I'm not comfortable. Like I don't know how to
deciding what is a new adult.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mostly check on Goodreads and I see how many people type that book, what genre, like that's
true.
That's good, yes.
I think like her series also like they start out as YA and then they develop into new adult. I feel like
the ACOTAR?
Yeah, ACOTAR,
yes, like
perhaps also
the first book of ACOTAR was like just YA. It doesn't
That's YA.
Felt yes, it didn't felt like new adult, but I understand like I already know from all the hype what is going to happen like in the second book, that it's really steamy. And I get why it's a new adult. But yes, like the first book wasn't without any description.
Not explicit, not exactly.
Yeah, and I think like it was like
I watched a lot of like vlogs when everyone read the fourth book when it was released this spring, and apparently that one's definitely new adult.
Yes, okay, interesting.
From what I understood, so I feel like
Mhm.
it develops
Mhm.
like as the readers gets older, so does the content, perhaps. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I think that we can maybe wrap up. Yes, it's already getting late. It's almost 10 p.m. for me. I'm working tomorrow after my long weekend off work.
First day
Yes.
back, always difficult.
Yeah. Yes, it's always difficult. Yes, but it was also fun. Thank you so much for joining me. But wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because my headphone, like one headphone, just the battery died, and I didn't like understand if you can like keep hearing me, but the second one is
We hear
working,
you.
so that's okay. So yes, like I wanted to say a big thank you. Really, it was really fun. I had a great birthday weekend, and it was so fun. Like to read, I read, which is really important for the live show.
Amazing.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you. Oh, I had an amazing birthday. Thank you so much, Kevin. Thank you. It was just so fun. And yes, it was amazing. And thank you so much for everyone who joined us today and read with us today. It was so fun. It was amazing.
Thank you, Jane, for having us. It was a lot of fun. And thanks everyone that joined in the comments as well. And happy late birthday to you, Jane.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. It was really fun. Thank you so much. Okay,
You all
so
made a lot
thank
of
you,
progress.
everyone. Yes, we made a lot of progress. Okay, thank you, everyone. Bye.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.